planning for a marriage. Now, number one, the finances, because wacha tuanzie another obvious where we think, okay, kila kitu ikikuja kwa planning, ni pesa, tunapanga, tunatumia pesa ngapi hapa, ingine tunatumia pesa ngapi. From the finances, there's where you are going to stay. Because you find more often than not, we throw harusi za kukata na shoka. Alafu mshakata na shoka, hakuna pali ya kuja kukaa. At the end of the day, you have no house, you have no place to stay in. So how do you plan for now the finances that you're gonna panga ikifikia pali ya kukaa and what we're gonna be using after the marriage?
I think one is...
Plus, who needs to contribute what?
Yes. So I think one, it's marriage, like I always say, it's a compromise. You know, you have to compromise your stud and then the other person compromise their stud. Because again, remember, you're coming two people who are very different, maybe from very different backgrounds, cultures, you know, social setup and everything. And now we are coming together to lay our differences to create a common part, a common unit, that is. So first, about finances and where you're going to stay, there's also the thing that you should plan before the wedding day, so that you don't end the wedding and then you're not so sure. Tunaenda pande hii ama pande hii. So before you do that wedding, of course, if it's in a rural setup, you know, you're heading kwa kina jamaa. There is somewhere there. But if it's in town where you're living in a rental house, of course, you should have set up a common home or a common house that you're relocating to once you do the you're done with the wedding day. Now, coming to who contribute what, again, it's a question of consensus. You'll have to agree. For instance, you could be marrying and then your incomes they are not really the same level. Or you find somebody is earning, the other one is not earning because it happens again. Or you find somebody is earning too much, the other one is earning too little. So it's a question of agreeing. And on this, I'd just like maybe to comment away because I've seen how people do it, different people do it. The people sit down and agree that we are going to run separate accounts. You know, I'm earning my money, you're earning your money, let's just keep it that way. So at the end of the day, now you sit down and plan a budget. Maybe I will be taking care of the house, you take care of maybe groceries and all this. So you have that kind of an arrangement. There are those other people will sit down and again say, let's have a joint account. Whatever you're getting, we put it together and then we draw from there again. And then number three, there are those who just decide to merge the two, the combination. I run my money, your money, and then we have some kind of common setup. Now, what I will say about finances is this. It's a very tricky situation. There is no right way to say, let's do a joint account or a different account or a combination. There is no right way again. It depends with how you understand each other. But of paramount importance is the level of trust. Openness, you know, can you be trusted with that money? You're earning that money. Are you open enough for your partner to know, my husband or my wife, salary is this amount, this how the expenditure is, maybe these are the loans that they're being deducted, and then this amount that is being left. Now, the moment to put it, you have that kind of transparency, then it becomes very easy to manage from whichever the source, whether it's from a joint account, single account, whatever the way you do it. But transparency is the most important thing. Because the day you start hiding, it's my money, and then the other one says it's my money again, you know, start fighting. And nobody will trust you. You know, I've had issues of men, when they don't have money, their wives can't trust them because they're used to saying, I don't have money, even when they have. So, but when you're transparent, then it becomes very easy to say, you know, I don't have money, and to be believed. Yeah.
Okay, we talked about the aspect of having debts before the marriage and maybe communication, and part of what you've talked about, trust being damaged because of lack of me communicating to my partner that nilikuwa na deni or things related to debt before a marriage. How important is it to talk to your partner about the conversation of debt versus the fear that you have that the more I open certain things about myself, I open up certain things about myself, this person is just going to leave and I'm going to end up alone?
I think the earlier you open up, the better. Because it's better to open up and then you're left alone than to close up, they discover us, and then you break a marriage. You know, it's better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. So, because either way, you can't cover it for life. It will be known. At some point, it will be known. Now, what you're doing, if you don't open up at the initial stages, is you're breeding high level of mistrust. Because if you can't tell me during dating, you didn't tell me, we have come together again and maybe I met you, you are driving a car and then it is repossessed by a bank. You didn't tell me there was such a thing. You know, what we have done is that we have damaged the trust, the level of trust that was there. I can't trust you again. Why should I trust you if you didn't tell me this and this and this? So I think it's a question of being transparent, because if you don't disclose it for fear of this person might run away again, you are risking him coming in or her coming in and then running right out of your hands. So you have to be open, very candid again, lay everything out. At the end of the day, you're going to start journey of the two people coming together to be one. It's no longer about your life, it's about our life. So if you're coming with this baggage, you're not telling me that you're carrying this baggage, the moment I realize, then it will be chaos and it will cause a lot of issues. So for me, the earlier, the better.
Okay. Now, there's this analogy and this conversation that I've had for quite a while with a couple of friends of mine.